Am I the a-hole if I cut off family that treat me differently because of my skin color? For starters, they all deny doing this. Every single
Time.
I'm 35F, and my birthday was just a few weeks ago. Like clockwork, my stepdad, 66M, didn't say a word to me. No happy birthday, no quick text, no acknowledgement in passing. It's not new, it's a pattern I've learned to expect. A few years ago, we were all on vacation in Hawaii, and the trip overlapped with my birthday. The whole immediate family was there. My mom, my stepdad, my siblings, the grandkids, even my aunt. People said happy birthday throughout the day. We went out for a nice dinner, and it was actually a pleasant day, except for the fact that my stepdad sat there through the entire celebration like it wasn't happening. He ate the food, he joined the conversation, but didn't once acknowledge that I was another year older. My stepsister, 39F, and her husband didn't even bother to show up to that dinner, though they did send their kids, but at least they had the decency to send a happy birthday message. My stepdad? Nothing. Yesterday, my mom, 55F, casually asked me, "Did your stepdad wish you a happy birthday?" I just said no. Her response? "He's a jerk," followed by her going right back to tapping away at a game on her phone. That was it. No follow-up. No conversation. I finally said, this isn't the first year he's ignored my birthday. Honestly, I wish you'd stop expecting me to call him Dad. He's your husband, not my father, and that title isn't automatic. She didn't even look up when she replied, "I never knew he ignored your birthday in the past." That's the line I've been hearing for years. I never knew about that. Anytime I bring up something, whether it's my own experience or something a cousin or aunt has noticed, she brushes it off with that phrase. And maybe she thinks that makes her sound neutral, but to me it's just another way of saying she doesn't care enough to notice. Here's the part that really matters. I'm mixed race. Half black, half white. My mom, stepdad, siblings, and the rest of the family I actually grew up with, all white. I've barely met my black side of the family, maybe a handful of times in my entire life. So my entire frame of reference for family has been my white relatives in Indiana. Skin color has never been a big deal to me personally, but it has always been a big deal to them. Not in the overt, hood and torch kind of way, but in the way that seeps into jokes, observations, and selective treatment. And if you ask them about it, they'd swear up and down they aren't racist. I'll never forget the first time my aunt came to visit me in Chicago. I live in a predominantly Jewish neighborhood, and the very first words out of her mouth were, "Oh, look at all of the white people walking around. This is a safe neighborhood." She said it like it was a compliment. There have been smaller moments, too, ones that don't feel small when you stack them up. Like the time I walked into the living room to see my stepdad and stepsister hunched over a laptop, laughing so hard they were wiping tears from their eyes. I asked, "What's so funny?" And they exchanged a look before saying, "No, you wouldn't get it." Later, curiosity got the better of me, and I found the video myself. It was a clip of a little kid with a speech impediment, and the adults in the video were goading her into repeating what sounded like the N-word over and over. My stepdad and stepsister found it hysterical. My mom married my stepdad when I was 15, but they had already been together before that, secretly, because she was still married to my dad. She ended up pregnant with my youngest sister, now 21F, and since she couldn't afford another child on her own, she wrote my stepdad a letter basically demanding they get married and that we move into his house. We did when I was 13. That house never felt like home. My stepdad yelled about everything, and I don't mean from talking to his. I mean full-on screaming over dishes not being put away fast enough, floors not being swept exactly right, the trash not being taken out immediately. We told my mom we were scared of him, and she told us it was our fault. Even extended family members noticed his temper, but when they brought it up, he'd just say, "That's not yelling." And then there were the evenings I came home from marching band practice or sports practice to find him sitting in the living room, watching porn on the TV. That was the only way into the house from the street, so I had to pass him to get to my room. My sisters and I all became bedroom kids after moving there, the kind who retreat to their rooms the second they're home, only emerging when absolutely necessary. We stayed that way until we left for college. Despite all this, my sisters and I are expected to treat him like a father. Gifts for Christmas, Father's Day, his birthday. I've bought him and my mom Chicago Blackhawks tickets, White Sox packages, expensive gifts. In return, he wishes everyone else in the family a happy birthday, even my cousins and nieces, but never me. My mom's favorite defense against any accusation of racism is, "I can't be racist, I have a black ex-husband and a black daughter." But she's never once stood up for me when I've been on the receiving end of racist behavior, not from strangers, not from coworkers, and certainly not from our relatives. She just says, I never knew about that. And moves on. Even my white brother-in-law has gotten in on it. He once referred to me as Mammy to my nieces while I was babysitting them. I remember standing there, frozen, wondering if anyone else was going to say something. No one did. I'm exhausted. Exhausted from being treated differently. Exhausted from the gaslighting when I bring it up. Exhausted from carrying the weight of a family who insists they love me while making it abundantly clear I'm mother. I want better. I want relationships where I don't have to brace myself for the next cutting comment or casual dismissal. But every time I think about stepping back, I hear the same tired line from other people. You only get one family. What they don't understand is that sometimes that one family does more harm than good. So, would I be the whole if I finally cut ties?